So this is just a video to go over the basic form factors that are available for wireless Bluetooth speakers. I'm using Bose and some other brands in this example, but the Bose product lineup only generally allows for 2 speakers at once to be linked together, whereas the other products can have 50 or even up to 100 if they have Bluetooth 5.0 installed. So the Bose offers the Bose sound, but they limit the availability in terms of connecting them together wirelessly. And all of the modern Bluetooth speakers generally supply some kind of linkability. They have party modes and connection modes and all these sorts of things. So you'll be able to link them, and generally there's also a button on the device itself to help facilitate this. So here's the smallest form factor. It's a micro. They're like 3x3, or they're also called clips, or just even smaller than, like, let's say 3x3. You just put them in your purse, or you have them ready to go for like a quick travel, like in your book bag or whatever. And they're not very loud, but they have pretty good quality sound out of them. So that's the smallest version. And of course, some of them are linkable. And then you have a little larger version, which is the pill form factor. Now this one is the popular version, where you have like JBL Flips and the Beats, and Sony has their own kind, and all these other guys have their own kind now. And these can be like maybe the shape of a log, and then they can go up to like 6 inches to 12 inches, and et cetera, et cetera. And they provide a pretty good sound for like maybe filling a large room. And these Bose ones here, you can link 2 of them together, and they have a discount here going. But it's not going to be super loud, but it's going to be good quality for Bose signal. Anyway, that's the kind of the pill form factor. Now this one's interesting because it puts out the sound in 360 degrees, just like this little cone represents here. So you're going to have a good dispersion of the sound in a room, which is interesting because it may reduce the need to have multiple speakers going. So you just would simply set up this speaker and go. No need to worry about interfacing multiple Bluetooth speakers and making sure they're going to work and all this kind of stuff, and if they're placed in the right place. So that's interesting. So it puts it out in all directions. You can put it like in the center of the room, and everybody's going to hear whatever's coming out of this thing. Now this one gets pretty loud as well. They have another version it's called 500, and it gets also louder, and it has the Bose quality sound, and it puts it out in a circle as well, and it has pretty good reviews. So it's a kind of a new concept to put the sound out in a circle, which, again, like I said, is a good, efficient way to go. And then we have a little larger one, which is this one's Ion, and it is a louder version of those kinds of Bluetooth speakers, and it's more like a small version of a PA system, maybe for something like karaoke and things like that, for a smaller venue. However, you can link these just like the JBLs and all that, so you could maybe have 50 of these going at once. I mean, it's crazy, but you would probably at most get 2, let's say, something like that. But the point is that it has a couple different extra features, like a telescoping handle that pulls out of it, so you can simply roll this puppy around as needed. It's got wheels, and then it has a lot of other features, to toggle different stations and things like that. So, but the form factor is like a little bit larger than your regular speaker, because they also have another size which is one step below this, which is like basically just the size of a speaker, or like a regular speaker you would see in a stereo system. And this is going to put out a reasonable amount of volume. I mean, this may be sufficient to cover a very large room without distorting and all this kind of stuff. But it's not going to put it out in all directions. Okay, and then we have, this one's kind of on the brink of a professional grade system. So we have a system, it's a party speaker, but it's pro grade party speaker. And this one's going to be loud, it should be sufficient. It's going to disperse the sound nicely, and it's also Bluetooth linkable. You can do 1 extra speaker, but I would imagine you can link to other Bose products. You just have to check to ensure the compatibility. But again, you're only going to get 1 additional Bose with this kind of setup, but it's going to be the Bose quality. Now, there's other PAs that are similar to this that also provide all the same functionality. Maybe you can get the same output volume for a little bit less, of course. So all these technologies are available in many different brands, and JBL and Samsung and Sony and LG, and these guys are all over this kind of stuff. So you have plenty of options available in terms of form factors for wireless Bluetooth transmissions.